The briefing.
There has been a call for an anti-gang unit. So is that on the table at the moment?
Well, what is on the table, there have been quite, as you say, the calls from different stakeholders. The members of the community, though, are still going to meet them now. But the provincial government, I've spoken to the MEC, I've spoken to the economic MEC, I've spoken to the Premier. Ours is to respond. As you asked the question, are going to have the anti-gang unit. What we're going to have now is a task team. By the time we go here, the National Commissioner is here, the Provincial Commissioner from Western Cape, with his experiences, will help us to have the task team. Remember, we did not start with the anti-gang unit in Western Cape. We started with the task team, but it will end there, having the gang. But the people will be on the ground, the people will work on it to make sure that we work hard to stop the killings.
How successful has the anti-gang unit been in the Western Cape?
Well, I don't know if you don't share the information, you guys, in your clan. We gave that, I think, last Thursday, and you go and ask the communities there. There were members of the communities. The successes have been really huge, and too many arrests, people that have been arrested, and the measurement we did is that somewhere in the weekend or in the week of September, I think it was from September 25 to the 3rd of October, and the week from 15 to 21 November, after the launch of the anti-gang unit, we had 63 killings, including attempted murder. That was earlier on, but of late we had 28. So the figures, 28 is still very high, but moving from 63 to 28, which means we are making the impact.
I was speaking to the police about what is happening at the moment. As you may have heard, there's been an upsurge in the northern areas, and they were saying it's because the gangs are trying to establish drug routes for the new year. How do you curb that, especially during the festive season where this scourge is likely to continue?
As I've said to you, by the time we leave here, we'll have a task team here. Task team is multidisciplinary. We're not going to tell how the task team is going to be formulated, but there are different components, including the crime intelligence people will be working with the team and other elements. So we is exactly what we want to cap. We want to cap death, but we want to cap the movement of the drugs and make sure that people have better festive season.
Have you spoken to, we saw that there was a few gangsters who came in, one who calls himself the Minister of Gangs. Did you actually speak to them at all today?
Why should I speak to the gangsters? I'm not going to here to come speak. Gangsters, I'll come here when they go to court after they've been arrested, is when I see them.
And did you speak to some of the residents from the northern areas at all?
Exactly. The next meeting, we have met as the police. I've spoken to them. Mostly it will be telephonically, and one of them is a member of parliament that we have been talking. I've been talking to the government, as I'm saying, but we are going to have a proper meeting with the representatives of the community. Now, after that, we want the management to sit down, listen, but after that, the smaller grouping of the management will sit down to hammer forward what do we do from here. But working on the resources, both personnel and other resources. By the time we leave here, there will be a task team working on the matter.
And will this task team be made up of local policemen who are working with the gangs at the moment? We're working on gang cases?
Not necessarily that will be local police, yes, local police. But there are units that are not local units, that like a national intervention unit. I think some certain personnel from that unit will be brought. So it will be a combination of the local and the combination of the other units that would have been moved from somewhere to come and strengthen the task team working on the northern areas here.
Just moving on from that, there has been a huge outcry on social media about the Global Citizen concert. Many people say they were mugged as they left the concert. Have there been investigations done around what happened at the concert yesterday, and have there been any arrests so far?
The concert I attended is a concert that was well policed. absolutely weren't policed. I was given a 2-hour briefing before it started in the morning, and there were about 65 to 70,000 people there. President himself stayed until the end. I stayed until the end. I've never seen people jumping and so happy. I even said to myself, I hope South Africans will live like this. If anybody says something happened after that, there is one thing that informed police about those things, is that we have a case number. All those that they say so, they must have a case number, and then the investigation will start. We have one case where the police responded when the cellular was grabbed from this particular person, and that person has been arrested. But we don't have all these case numbers that everybody speaks about. We'll wait for that. We'll invite those that have those cases to come and open them so that we can have the case numbers, investigate, and then we'll only know then. But where they get it when there is no investigation, I just don't know. But one thing I want to say, there is no need to blame the South African police that there was no Uber, there was no transport and all that. That should be asked from the organizers. But if you think any form of crime happened, please come and open the case with the South African police. We'll investigate. 74-hour turnaround, we'll find those guys. But for now, we don't have that information.
Thank you.